Murli, Amrit Vela, Murli 17/12/1979 Murli, in which Baba highlighted so many important points of Amrit Vela and how important Amrit Vela is, and what are the attainments that we get by doing it, and so on and so forth. So I will share my screen, and we'll read some more, some of the important points, and then we can churn. Okay, so if brother is going to able to join by then we'll hand it over to brother. Right. So with that, I'll just share my screen just a minute. So Baba was looking at the holy swans and the Mansarovar, the lake of Amritvela, right? So we all know the importance of Amritvela and how much Baba emphasizes us to do Amritvela, right? So the reason is, see, uh, uh, that's the time Baba comes to meet us, and that's the free time that Baba gives to meet his all children, right? So that's the time Baba keeps his treasure store open, right? And there is no lock. He puts on his treasure store, so it is up to the children to grab as much treasure, as they want. So, and this is only for the Brahmin children, right? And in this, Murli Baba also covered so many, problems, or why some of the children are unable to take, and some children, they use it, and some use this chance in a worthwhile way, and whereas others are unable to use it. So the reason also Baba is saying. So we'll try to cover that, only those two paragraphs. So here Baba says, today Baba is seeing the gathering of holy and spiritual saints everywhere. All holy swans constantly imbibe and inspire others to imbibe the jewels of knowledge. Just as the food of those swans are the invaluable pearls, right? Similar, the food of the intellect of you, holy swans, are the jewels of knowledge. So the physical swans, they imbibe the pearls. Similarly, our food is the knowledge, right? The jewels of knowledge, that which Baba gives us every day. So you imbibe the jewels of knowledge at Amritavela and through your heart-to-heart conversation and spiritual meeting with Baba. So we have a spiritual meeting every day with Baba, a heart-to-heart conversation with the Father, right? You also imbibe all powers in the same way through your power of journey. You use the jewel and the power that you have imbibed for your practical life, and you inspire others to do the same. So in this paragraph, Baba highlighted so many good points about Amritavela. So let's see. At Amritavela, power of celebrating a meeting. Okay, the power to imbibe and the power to catch daily special inspirations of pure thoughts from the Father are extremely essential. At Amritavela, through the power to imbibe, each of you becomes an embodiment of dharana. Right? At Amritavela, two special images are needed. So Baba talked about two images. One is to be an embodiment of dharana, and yeah, and the other is to be an embodiment of experience. Okay, especially at Amritavela, Bapdata is the bestower for the children, and in order to celebrate a meeting, he adopts the form of love in all relationships, and also the form of the innocent Lord of all treasures, who fills the aprons of the children with all treasures, right? This is the time for the children, right, to fill their aprons. So Baba comes during Amrita Vela. See, we have heard in so many Murlis that Baba personally visit every Brahmin's children. Baba meet every Brahmin's children during this time, right? If you are a Brahmin, even though you might be a new child of Baba, but still Baba meets the children and see what they are doing, and Baba gives sakas to that children, the child during Amrita Vela. So that this time is very, very important. So those who utilize the time, right, in a worthwhile way by following the code of conduct and being awake and then remembering Baba, right, at this time, he would definitely be able to change his sanskars, and will be able to make a good progress in his effort life, in his effort making stage in his Brahmin life, especially at Amrita Vela. Right, Baba says, especially at Amrita Vela, Bab Dada is the best over for the children, and in order to celebrate a meeting, right, he adopts the form of love. Baba is very loving at that time, form of love in all relationships, right? We can experience Baba in all relationships, and also the form of the innocent love, Bolana, of all treasures, right? Of all treasures, right? Who fills the aprons of the children with all treasures. So this is the time, right? We get our aprons filled by Baba, and at other times also we can experience Baba, but the thing is we'll have to make a lot of effort. So the speciality of this time is that we don't need to make any effort, because this is the time, this is a family time that which Baba is giving to his children. So let's read some more. At that time, you can do whatever you want with the Father. If you want to persuade him, cajole him, fulfill a relationship with him, or experience an easy method, you can easily attain all of these things, and the success of them. You can easily attain the treasures of attainments, and also the bestower who bestows everything. You can easily attain treasures of attainments, and also Baba says, also the bestower who bestows everything, right? The Another important line, see, the minds of all the virtues, the minds of all the virtues and powers are open for the children. Minds of all the virtues and powers are open for all the children. 1 second's experience at Amrita Vela, right? 1 second's experience at Amrita Vela is the basis of experiencing the form of all attainments throughout the day and night, right? So the experience at Amrita Vela is the basis. So once we do a powerful Amrita Vela, that's going to stay with us throughout the day. So that is going to be the basis for us, the rest of our day. So that's going to, if Amrita Vela is powerful, then the entire day is, for us, is powerful. And we'll feel, we can experience that. If the Amrita Vela is not done, you know the importance of Amrita Vela, but for some or the other reason you couldn't do Amrita Vela, right? Or you slept in between, or you couldn't experience Baba, but then you feel that, right? During the day, that, okay, your Amrita Vela was not powerful, and you feel somewhere something you missed, right? Yeah. So, 1 second experience at Amrita Vela is the basis of experiencing the form of all attainments throughout the day and night. Bab Dada is free at that time for each and every child. See, Baba is free at that time, for each and every child. This is only for all us Brahmin children, right? So now I heard it is not only Baba comes during Amritavela to meet us. Now, Dadis and those who the advanced parties, those who are left the costume, right? They also join Baba, right? To to talk to everyone to their heart's content, to listen to their complaints, to finish their weaknesses, to forgive all the many types of sins they may have committed, to give them that love, right? So these are the things Baba is highlighting, right? To talk to like a father or like a mother, or Baba said in all relationship, whichever relationship, like a friend, whichever relationship that you are establishing at that time, right? So you will experience Baba in that relationship. And you can even, Baba say he to listen to their complaints. Baba also listen to our complaints, right? Finish any weaknesses. So this is the time. So if you feel any weaknesses you have, some of the deep-rooted sanskar is bothering you, and because of that you are unable to do purusharth. So this is the time to talk to Baba, tell Baba that okay, I have so and so sanskar, I am unable to come out of it. And if you share that, so my experience is sometimes when I have any sort of a problem, right? So something which I have, which is troubling me, then when I talk to Baba during Amrit Vela, so some or the other information comes in the form of thought. Okay, something that I never thought about it in the past. So I feel okay. This is some way or the other Baba is touching me or giving me that information as a new thought. Okay, so similarly, right, when we have any thought, any bad sanskar or any weakness, we know that okay, it's a weakness, and we have the intense desire to come out of it, and then this is the time, to share it with Baba and then get rid of it. To forgive all the many types of sins they may have committed, right? So we know some of the um, sins we might have committed, like though we are Brahmins, so sometimes, right? If you have children, right, you may have to raise your voice to make them understand something, or maybe in office or when you do your day-to-day work, right? Sometimes you may have to raise your voice, or sometimes, you may feel that you are diverted a little bit from the Srimad, and you feel inside that, okay, I shouldn't have done that. And, if anything, if you feel that that's a sin that you've committed, right, then this is the time that you can share that with Baba. Uh, and this is the time that we get love from Baba also. That is not, that is not, Baba says that time is not official. See, we know that Baba is very busy, right? So, because he'll have to take care of the whole world, and so many different varieties of devotees Baba has, not just from right, not just Brahmins, right? We know that all so many religions are already there, right? So they all call Baba in different form and different. They all have different needs. So during daytime, Baba is quite busy, right? So only at Amrita Vela Baba is free. So we have to make use of Baba at the time, right? Because Baba is giving this appointment to the family at this time. Okay, Baba says that time is not official for Baba. So he is the form of the innocent Lord of treasure. See, again, Baba says innocent Lord of treasure, because yeah, we know Bholanand, right? So Baba takes all the unwanted stuff from us, and then in return Baba gives pearls, jewels, and so many palaces, good things, right? Good things for us, all virtues. In return, we're getting all virtues. Baba says you You give me all your vices, all your bad sanskars. I will take it. So see the kind of deal that we are getting from Baba. Okay. So when you have such a golden chance, some of you children take the chance, whereas others simply watch those who take chance, right? I just simply watch those who take chance. Why? And Baba says, some children really use the chance, whereas others don't. Why? They have the desire, but don't. But do you know why? Any obstruction comes in between. So some of them. Um, oh, I think Saurabh joined.
Om Shanti Bhai Ji. I'm really sorry. I joined in very late today. Please continue and I'll chime in a little later. Thank you.
Saurabh, you can take over. We just started. We just read two paragraphs of that day Murli, and we were churning some of the important points.
Sure.
Yeah, please take over.
Sure. So, let's take a moment and just Om Shanti. Good morning. It's a very special Baptada's Murli of 17th December 79. And Baba is specially inspiring us to have a beautiful experience at Amrit Vela. And Baba is emphasizing the importance of Amrit Vela and how the soul becomes an embodiment of dharana and embodiment of experience at Amrit Vela. It's like throughout the day we remember Baba, but especially at Amrit Vela is when the soul is pretty much like a blotting paper, and is the time when whatever the soul is immersed in, it really is deeply imprinted on the mind, on the heart. And so especially at Amrit Vela, it is the time for the gyan to actually seep in deeper and take the form of dharana. And so that's why Baba says embodiment of dharana. And we could be very good at gyan, understanding, explaining. But in order for gyan to really seep in, to the depths of the soul, Amrit Vela and, the connection with Baba is very important. Right? So Baba says Baba is the innocent Lord at that time. And that is the time when we really have a heart-to-heart conversation with Baba. We can even have, whatever complaints or weaknesses, everything is the time of Amrit Vela. And if we really, look at our spiritual life, at least for me, I can really say that, both the method and the validation of spiritual effort is Amrit Vela. It's like the method to, come closer to Baba is to have a, beautiful Amrit Vela, and also the method to validate whether I'm having, good experiences, whether I'm moving forward in my journey with Baba or I'm stagnant, is also the quality of my Amrit Vela. And so Baba also explains, how Maya comes and how the mind can go into questioning, and that doesn't allow the mind to be fully focused on Baba. And again, Baba's method is so simple: just transform mine into yours, and then the soul will be very easily able to just rest the mind on God. And this is something I've felt in my Brahmin life, that the whole experience of mind just resting on Baba. So the mind very naturally just gets absorbed in Baba's love, in Baba's presence, without any effort, without any conscious thinking, but just feeling the presence. Feeling the presence. And just a few days back, we were having this whole discussion on converting or changing mine into yours. And this is really something which we feel is the consciousness of a trustee, converting mine into yours, not feeling that anything really belongs to me, but having this deep knowing that actually it all belongs to Baba. So we had a few actually slides to share. Would that be okay if we can maybe go through a few slides?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Baiji, there's another ID called Peace Cottage. Would it be possible to get the sharing option?
Yeah.
Thank you. So, this thought had been emerging, how to really have this attitude of trusteeship, and then, just going deeper into this aspect of, how, to transform mine into yours. And this thought had been emerging that, Baba always says grihasti or trustee. So grihasti is householder, means the attitude is to hold on, and trustee is the attitude to let go. So grihasti is the attitude to hold on, and trustee is the attitude to let go. So the more I feel that everything belongs to Baba, then it becomes very easy to let go. And the more I feel everything belongs to me, then holding on is the natural kind of expression of the soul. The soul automatically, just focuses on, what in it for me. And it's then difficult to, let go. And so in this, then there were two aspects that we had been discussing is, Baba talks about I and mine, I and mine. And if we really deeply reflect on these two, what really means, I and mine, then I is basically, it generates ego, and mine generates attachment. So it's ego or attachment. And so, and the dynamics of these two is, how do I know that I have ego? This, that I'll always feel hurt. Everything, will somehow, I'll feel to be a victim of, situations, of people, whatever. So like I feeds ego and creates hurt, and mine, feeds attachment and creates worry. So how do I know that I have attachment? How do I know that I feel, something belongs to me? Is that I will have a constant, feeling of worrying about it. thinking too much about it. So mind feeds attachment and then creates worry. And the more the soul hands over everything to Baba, there won't be any worry. Everything, Baba will take care of. And the more the soul is becoming egoless, the more, the soul can work with anyone. The soul will become a team player. It will be, very difficult to get upset. The soul will very easily just, be in the space of lightness, good wishes, and not taking things too personally, seriously. So again, this whole practice of, I and, transforming the body conscious I and mind to soul conscious I and mind is, allows this to happen. And in regards to worry, Baba talks about Mera Sutera. In regards to worry, there was a very interesting aspect that we were discussing just a couple of days back. Just maybe share this another slide. It says it's about the inner dynamics that takes place when we have worry, and how not to have any worry. So it says, do you have a problem in life? And if the answer is no, then why worry? Then there's no need to worry. And the other is, if the answer is yes, means I do have a problem in life, then let me ask another question, is can you do something about it? And if the answer is yes, then let me do it, then why worry? And if the answer is no, then anyways I can't do anything, then why worry? Right? So it's like this inner knowing, this deep realization and filtering any thoughts of worry, allows me to really have, I feel, good Amrit Vela. Because whenever there are thoughts of worry, then early in the morning, all those thoughts will occupy the mind. Something or the other will, you know, all even though we will, practice, but this feeling of, very gently resting the mind on Baba and no other thought, coming in the mind, from the story world. It's just realization that you don't need to worry about anything. It's just fine. Everything is fine. Baba is there. Baba is responsible. I'm not responsible. Right? And so this inner realization, it really is something that allows us not to have any sort of worry. Right? And the other aspect, actually, what Baba also often talks about in terms of I and mind, is this, we can call it the consciousness of a beggar consciousness. Beggar doesn't mean that I don't have anything, but beggar really means that I feel I'm not entitled to anything. So it says, when you let go of the idea of your limited worth, you open up space for unlimited possibilities. And so only when I let go of, taking any pleasure or pride, or any self-respect from the role that I play. So when I really let go of the idea of limited worth, means limited self-respect, it's then that actually Baba is able to reach the soul. Baba's presence is able, the soul is able to feel Baba's presence. Until then, it's still, the consciousness is of, fighting. Is the, but the realization, no, I'm really beggar. I'm not entitled to anything of this old world. Not even a single atom of this world belongs to me. I, the soul, I'm really a beggar. And and so, in terms of, if we look at, little, depth of, beggar, consciousness, and there are three aspects actually whenever we use the word I. The first is we say I do. The second is we say I have. And the third is we say I am. And this is something that was really nice that we were discussing the other day, that quite often we may find ourselves indulging in thoughts of I do or I have, which means that I do this, I have done this, which means I am this. So my sense of, connecting with myself actually depends on what have I done. It could be any achievement, either lockic, whatever, but it's based on my actions. So I do, or the second is I have this, I have that, and so that's why I should be like this, or I am this. So that's still the consciousness of a householder, or mind consciousness. So if I feel I'm having any thoughts of I do this, I have done this, yeah, or I have this, I don't have this, it's all the consciousness of a householder, grihasti. And that's where it doesn't allow me to really absorb Baba's energy. Versus the consciousness of a trustee is just literally I am. And it's like the baggage of I do and I have, when the soul is able to, just with this inner realization, let go completely, and then all the energy from Baba then actually enters the soul. And then the soul is, able to just stay in I am, without any baggage of I do or I have. And so that would be the natural experience of the soul when there is, this deep feeling that everything belongs to God, everything belongs to God. I'm just a puppet, I'm just a puppet. And, just like in today's Murli, or for India, it's yesterday's Baba talked about being an obedient servant. And so another way of looking into trustee consciousness or your consciousness is, we can call it servant consciousness. Servant consciousness is when I feel that I really am nothing but a servant. I'm a servant. I'm not, entitled to anything. I'm just a servant. And in there is a very nice term that is called servant leadership, which is like a leadership style and philosophy that prioritizes the growth and well-being of others. So it's like the leader doesn't feel that they, are leading anything, but this feeling that they are servant. And how, Baba really, always says, I'm your servant, I'm an obedient servant. And Baba always, his aim is so that we, find our roots. He always nourishes us and allows us to grow. And that's how Baba is leading us, because Baba is a complete, completely detached from any I and mine. And this is another sign that I'm free of I and mine, is that this consciousness of very healthy ecosystem where everyone is growing. There is no leader as such, no orders, but everything is functioning in harmony. So this comes free. And then it's like a state of mind emerges when the mind is no longer in charge, but the mind is serving the soul. There's a very nice quote. It says, the mind, a beautiful servant, but a dangerous master. And also when the soul is in charge, the mind becomes a servant. And mind is a beautiful servant. The mind serves the soul beautifully. But when the soul is a slave, and the soul is enslaved to limited I and mind, then the mind becomes the master. And when the mind becomes the master, the mind is a dangerous master, because the mind doesn't care for the soul. All the mind cares for it is itself. And so that's why it is very, selfish master. It's egoist master. So we have to be very careful with the mind. And just like Baba said, renounce your right on mind. Just feel that this mind doesn't belong to you. Use your mind. Don't be used by it. Use your mind. Don't be used by it. And so the more I'm going into the consciousness of yours, everything belongs to Baba, now this will be the experience. The soul will naturally use the mind as a tool, to become Manmanabhav, to come closer to Baba. But also, it won't be that the mind will be using this. The soul will be naturally using the mind. So, yeah, those were a few thoughts that, were coming to mind around this whole aspect, of, transforming I, yours, and mine to yours. And that's how when this consciousness becomes very firm, and then the soul is able to deeply connect to Baba. And then this feeling that emerges in a very natural way at Amrit Vela is the feeling that mine is the divine. Mine is the divine. And then it's just a meeting of hearts. The soul is celebrating a meeting with God, and the soul knows that there's nothing else that belongs to me, but it's just the divine. And then this, heart to heart conversation, it's not much, but it's all I have. And then Baba says, it's all I ever wanted. And then, Baba really accepts the soul. Baba nurtures the soul. Baba, really outpours all his love, showers the soul with all his love and blessings. So, and that then it's like Amrit Vela is such a beautiful, empowering experience. The experience of really the most beautiful time of all is the confluence age, and the most beautiful time of the entire confluence age is Amrit Vela. And Amrit Vela is to really reach that state of mind where there is no other thought but just the soul is completely soaked up in Baba's love. The soul is just melting and really burning in that fire, and that's what really transforms. That actually gives the self-respect back to the soul. And again, with a very simple just paying attention to who I am, who is mine, just being a trustee, being a servant, being a beggar, not allowing any ego or attachment or hurt or worry, to seep into the mind, just very naturally, allows the soul to just, forget the problems, focus on, the solution, and just very easily, rest the mind on God and Baba. So I'll maybe, take a pause here, and maybe for a moment, let's just go within, then, and just disconnect from everything else around us, and just come into the magnetic field of God. We are under Baba's influence. Nothing else of this external world influences the soul. The soul belongs to Baba. I belong to Baba. Baba belongs to me. And really the time of this beautiful meeting of hearts, Amrit Vela, and Baba makes the soul into a holy swan. The soul just dives deep and deep into Baba's love. Om Shanti. Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, family. I'm sorry again for joining in late. Something just came up in the last minute. But thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Saurabh,
Om Shanti.
it's like the post office opened late. The postman came late. But the post was so full, I tell you. It's just one or two things, whatever you said, I tried to grab in, like what you said. Just two things what I liked and what you shared was surrender. Just your eye. So when you go down, jump, sit there. Just don't think you are meeting Baba or Baba is meeting you. It's just becoming. So no I, no mine. I like that just concept, which Baba also mentions in the Murli. Simply sit next to Baba. Not necessarily the room or anything. Wherever, if I just get up from my bed, it's as if, oh, wait, I'm coming. That was one concept I liked. I don't know about that servant leadership. I'm still trying to churn because I can never think about that mind being a servant. I always thought it to be a master. But again, in that, I took the positive concept. Don't be used by it. But the sparkling point which I liked, which you all had, which was your last slide. See, even you played with words. See, if you see in divine, I-N-E, consists of divinity. And so I in the divine. And what a picture. I am telling Baba, this is what I have, Baba. I do nothing much I know. But God is saying, hey, my child, that's what I wanted. I've got everything. I think that thing. So it was more what you gave us, a conceptual approach. But at the same day, when the Murli give, just in short, I'll say, when the Murli was read that day, I explored on it. I found out the meaning of Amrit Vela. I found how the words came from Sikhism and all that word Amrit. I found what was nature at that time, how the sun, the position of the sun. And it is not a new concept, Saurabhai. It's just we are using it now as Brahma Kumaris in the confluence age. It is not new. It was there right down from the confluence age from all religion. Then what is the difference? Why we are making a big deal about it? The reason is, and all till now, the one on whom I was surrendering was taking from somebody and giving it to me like it was an agent. But here it's direct. I have no agent or anything in between. Here the Amrit Vela now, which I'm enjoying, I'm just getting. It's just somebody is giving. I think that's the only difference for me to know. That's why it is unlimited possibilities. That's how I take Amrit Vela as far as the confluence age, as far as Brahma Kumaris are concerned. Maybe I'm not saying I've got 100% Amrit Vela. No, I know how much Maya is there right from the time I get up. It's like somebody closing the door, not opening the door, and then reaching, not allowing you to meet. See, when you're in love with somebody, you know, they do all this. They close the door, they don't allow you to meet, they tie you down, or they give you some kind of unconscious thing. See, these challenges are always there. But I think it's a journey. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Pichaban, for sharing.
Sarbai, the last slide, as Sister just mentioned, and while we say that you've been playing with a word, but if I look at it, M-I-N-D-I, M-I is me. If I look at it in the way of just pronunciation, when mind dives in the divine, is when mind becomes divine. So that's the time when Amrit Vela gives this opportunity to completely deep dive with the divine.
That's great. I never
One
thought like
with
that.
it.
Really nice. Yeah. Jane, mind dives in the divine. Wow.
That's something which I really liked, the way you played with the words. And how can I dissolve my mind? The only way that the slides or the access that he's speaking today is about deep diving, exploring that mind, not from the space of me, but exploring that mind from the space of I being one with the divine. Shanti.
Are you ready to take a query, Saurabhai?
Was that, sister?
I just have a small, I put it in the chat box. As the sister just said, you know, I was going into a poetic rhythm, mind, divine, shine, fine and all. But I have a thing. See, we are talking about Amrit Vela. Now, for you, it's not Amrit Vela. For us, our Amrit Vela just got over. So we know. And one thing Baba always speaks in Amrit Vela, it's touring. He tours. So now I feel Bab Dada is over here. And then maybe when the time thing changes, he's going to be somewhere else. And then, so isn't it 24/7 Amrit Vela for Baba meeting the children? Is there any other Vela for him? I always think about it. Because when I'm sitting over here, somebody else, they are sleeping. So all Baba's children are not awake. So isn't it 24/7 Amrit Vela for God? I don't know.
That's such a
Maybe
sweet
it's a
thought.
childish question.
Yeah.
I
It's a
just
very
want.
sweet thought, you know. And I remember, I think, was it in the last Sunday's Murli or one of the Murli, Baba was saying, Baba just, what does Baba do? Baba naam ki mala japte rehte hain bachon ki. Like Baba, just takes as the name. Like Baba always constantly remembers his children. And that's what I feel, right? Baba, that it's very good for Baba. It's 24/7 Amrit Vela because, in no matter whatever the time, somewhere or the other in the world there is Amrit Vela, and Baba's children are everywhere now throughout the globe. And so that's such a beautiful thought to hold on to.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Guru.
Actually, when Baba talks about this Sangam Purushottam Sangam Yuga, Baba says, Baba has said in the Murli several times that each and every second of this conference age is Amrit Vela. Each and every moment of this Sangam Yuga is Amrit Vela. But Baba has pinned that specific time, or some children have pinned the special time that as in Amrit Vela, as in Sangam, Purushottam Sangam Yoga, is basically the Sangam of Kalyuga and the Satyuga. And due to that only, we have compared it as in the morning part. Morning part is darkness and light, right? The end of the night and the starting of morning. We have considered that as Amrit Vela, but actually, as Baba says, each and every moment of the Sangam Yoga is Amrit Vela. We have, with the knowledge, see what happens. The children are very intelligent. They churn and make something different. But actually, what Baba means, every moment of Sangam Yoga is Amrit Vela. Om Shanti.
Very nice.
One thing I was getting is just every moment is Amrit Vela. But that should not be an excuse for us not to do Amrit Vela on the scheduled time. One of the time it's okay. But this is something which I was catching for myself almost a year back as to why I'm not able to manage the Amrit Vela time. Is we say the whole conference age is Amrit Vela. But putting a discipline of connecting at that silent time in the morning definitely fills in a lot of power. And that's what I have got in last few months of being regularly and being there on Amrit Vela, whether it is for 10 minutes, whether it's been 30 minutes, that doesn't matter. But doing Amrit Vela had been actually filling the treasures and getting present to our own self for the whole day's journey. And I remember while I was listening to this Murli churning on one of the YouTube channels, the same Murli, where one of the senior brothers says that Amrit Vela is the beginning which will set up the tune for your end, not just for entire day, but also for your night till you go to sleep. So yes, entire yoga is Amrit Vela. However, there's a discipline that will support us to lift ourselves, has been my experience.
Yes, Sister Even, I agree with you. They say, a task well begun is half done. So what I agree with you is fine. That's just a discipline that's given because everywhere, we call this in science as the circadian rhythm. A kind of rhythm is there. But still, Saurabhai, everything is ready, as the sister just said, discipline is there, everything is there. Why does my mind become adamant at that time? Because what happens to the mind? Why that at that particular moment I'll have to take a stick and tell the mind, please allow me to meet or you meet. And when I'm talking to you, I remember listening to a lovely song, The Windmills of My Mind by Noel Harris. But can you say, why does the mind become so stubborn at that time? A mind which was so docile, as you said, servant and all. But the mind becomes absolutely like what to say, like a moss.
True.
Why?
And I feel it's a subtle, I would say, it's it's in a subtle way that Maya works and doesn't allow the mind to, or also if it's a subtle punishment also, that if I haven't really, or if I haven't maybe paid full attention to Baba's Srimad, if I've thought something wrong, or consciously, not unconsciously, subconscious, but consciously. Like if something happens subconsciously means old sanskars, they have something thoughts, but that's fine. But if I'm consciously doing something against Srimad, or something which I've not been able to rectify, I feel it's a subtle punishment that the soul experiences, is that the soul is not able to experience Baba's love at Amrit Vela. Because at Amrit Vela, really, we don't need to make any effort, because that's the time of blessing. So Baba just fills the soul. And we just have to open our eyes, just freshen up, sit in front of Baba, and just look at Baba, and that's it. And Baba just, fills the soul with all his love. But it's like just the baggage that the soul has carried from the previous day, or some other time the soul has not, completely let go of that burden, is when the mind feels difficult to connect to Baba.
Om Shanti. I would like to add one line.
Ji, ji.
Actually, a lot of discussions about Amrit Vela. Actually, when I said that every moment, that means including the time that we consider it as Amrit Vela in the morning, whatever that is, from 3 to 4:45. Baba says that as we give importance to that time, we have to give every moment the same importance. Every moment the same importance. It's not an excuse that you have to no, okay, even if I woke up at 6 o'clock, it's Amrit Vela. Not in that way. In the way that we have to give every moment the same importance as like Amrit Vela. As like Amrit Vela, we consider that, yes, it's a time, it's a time, it's a time. But every moment is the time to do the Purusharth. But it's not that you have to not do that Amrit Vela. You have to do it. But including that, other moment is as important. So we should not waste our time in unnecessary things, rather than to get involved in that Purusharth, what Baba says. And that Purusharth can be done even we are doing anything, we are doing the Purusharth. In the inner engineering, the inner part, the inner changes is going on continuously, even whatever we are doing it. That Purusharth, we can do it without wasting that, yes. It's not the time that we can gain it. Yes, every moment you can get that Amrit, that Gyan, and then only you can become the Gyan Swarupa and Gyan Murti. Om Shanti.
Yes.
Sarabhai, we can't hear you.
Okay, yeah, sure. No, I was just in silence. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So should we maybe end with a minute with Baba? Or
Yes, yes,
oh,
Sarabhai.
sure. So let's take a moment. Just come back to our reality with Baba, where it's just I, the soul, this child, and all I ever have that belongs to me is Baba. I let go of everything else. As if the whole story world fades away into a distance. And it's just Baba holding the soul close to his heart. I, the soul, merged in Baba's love. Feeling his presence deep down at the core of my being. Feeling of diving deep into the divine and losing all sense of mine. Everything is yours, Baba. Everything is for you, through you. And so I feel Baba's constant company, companionship. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Om Shanti. Thank you to Baba. Thank you, Saurabhai. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Till that time, have a blissful day.